Hi, Zanzibar here. Today I'll be showing you how to make 10 plus kitbashed chairs to add to your WoW house from my salon, plus a few extra. So, let's get started. Note, for most tutorials, if you don't have the doormat, you can sub it in with the canvas. Let's make a barber chair. Here is the shopping list. Feel free to pause this video to screenshot. We'll start with the bed. Set the scale to 60%. Lower to the ground until only the top section is visible. Next, a dollar on post. At 40%. Flip upside down. Place into the middle of the canopy like so. Next, we'll need several fresh canvas. We'll arrange them like so. The back piece at 90%. And the sides at 80%. Arrange the sides to barely clip into each other, like so. And for the back, rotate once to 15%. And place another into the other to hide the inside part of the canvas. Place the side pieces about here. And like so from this angle. Place another canvas as the base of the bottom at 80%. Hide the sides into the other canvas. Next, the cushions. Have one at 50%. Rotate once to 285 or 15. Place as far as you want into the chair. Next, another cushion at 60%. Place like so. Next, the footrest. Use a fence as the poles. Set to 40% and rotate to an angle of your choice. Place into the middle of the chair. Add the foot pad with a mat, scale to 50%, and place like so. Take another fence at 20%, adjust to your desired angle, and place as our chair adjuster. For the optional hairdryer, take the basketball hoop. Scale to 100%. Rotate once to match the canvas. Place so none of the parts show through. Another option for the same chair with a lower back. Make the cushions smaller and sideways. Place like so. Same with the canvas, smaller and sideways. Align like shown. We're finished. Let's make a pedicure chair. Here is the shopping list. Feel free to pause this video to screenshot. Start with the back of a mat at 150%. Place 3/4 way into the ground. Repeat with 2 more. Line them up with the edges of the front mat. Place another one on top at 90%, like so. Next, place a pet bed at 90%, like so, into the box you just made. Take another at 80% and angle to 300. Place like so into the other bed. Take another bed at 80%, angle 60 degrees, and place on top of the other. Grab another mat and scale to 140, and angle to 120, and place into the back of the beds to cover the brown strip. This is optional. Next, the cushions. Take a cushion at 100%. Turn around to 300, and place it to the bed until the fur is covered. Take another at 110%. Flip upside down. And place like shown. We'll cover the unevenness with cushions. Scale to 130%. And place like so. Add another cushion at 150% as a headrest. Next, the foot bath. Take a barrel and scale to 170%. Turn upside down and place 3/4 way into the ground. Take a dog bowl at 200% and place like so. If you do not have a dog bowl, you can use a fountain for this as well. Next, take a bolt chair and scale to 200%. Turn upside down and place into the bowl to cover the paw print. Add a filigree light for a bubble effect. Next, the adjusting lever. Take a shelf at 30%, angle to 330, and place carefully into the base. Next, a control pad. Add a silver moon beam at 20%. Take a bench at 20% and turn upside down. Place into the beam until only the feet show. This will be our buttons. Add a table at 20%. Turn upside down. Place into the middle of the buttons in the beam. Add a cushion at 20% to complete the control pad. Next, a side table. Take a shelf at 40%, turn upside down, place into the chair until the pointy parts are not visible. Take another bed at 20%, place like shown as our cup holder. An additional optional way to make this chair if you do not have pet beds. Take some Ceramar cushions, colors of your choice, and create a chair as shown. Add some matching armrests with some chairs. We're finished. Let's make a shampoo chair. Here is the shopping list. Feel free to pause this video to screenshot. Start with the mat at 120%. Turn sideways and place it to the ground. Take another and scale to 130. Make it sideways and place it to the ground. Line up the sides so they don't clip through like shown. Repeat for the other side. Take another mat at 100%, angle to 30, and turn sideways. Place like shown. Make sure the angles line up like shown. Repeat for the other side. Take another mat at 100% and turn sideways and place as shown. Repeat for the other side. Take a mat and a scale to 110%, angle to 150, and place in the middle of the mats. Add another mat, scale to 110, turn upside down, and place like shown. Finally, another mat at 110%, turn sideways, and place to cover the front. Next, take a pet bed and scale to 70%. Angle to 30. Place into the mat like shown until the fur is not visible. Take another at 70%. Angle to 330. Place into the mat lined up with the other bed. Place another bed like shown. Scale to 70%. Add a bowl, scaled to 190. Turn the rope so it is towards an edge. Place into the bed until the fur is not visible. Add a bolt chair and scale to 200%. Turn upside down and place until the paw print is not visible. Take a shelf and scale to 50%. Place into the open space like shown. Add some curtains as knobs. Scale to 50%. Place down until the knobs are on the plates like shown. Add a spout. I used a sconce. Scale to 30%. Place down like shown until the orb is not visible. Add another mat as a footrest. Scale to 70% and angle to 330. Place like shown into the seam. Finally, as the adjusting lever, take a shelf and scale to 20%, angle to 330, place into the mat until only the edge is visible. If you don't have any pet beds, you can use cushions like shown. We're finished. Let's make some various chairs. Here is the shopping list. Feel free to pause this video to screenshot. Let's start with some beds. Scale to either 20% or 30%. Place into the ground until only the top shows. Next, add a candelabra. Scale to 50%. Turn upside down and place into the ground in the middle of the beds. Add mats for the seats like shown. Or a cushion like shown. For all chairs, you can add a tiny interactable chair to sit on. I place like shown so I can sit perfectly on the chairs, and the decor still blends into the overall design. Another base option is the chandelier. Scale to 30%, turn upside down, place into the ground like shown. You can choose to look like it has wheels or not. Place your chosen seating on top. We're finished. Let's make an office chair. Here is the shopping list. Feel free to pause this video to screenshot. Start with some mats. Scale to 50%. Angle both to 285. Place one into the other until it just covers the side with the graphic. Take another and flip it over. Scale to 45%. Place like shown. 4 more mats here. Scale all to 30%. Turn them sideways, to left, to right. Repeat step 1 and place into each other, but next to the mat you placed previously. An example of what your mat should look like placed next to each other. Adjust the chair to your desired height before the next steps. Take a canvas and scale to 50%. Turn sideways like shown. Place under the mat as shown. Next, add a candelabra and scale to 50%. Flip upside down. Place into the ground and under the canvas. Take a chandelier and scale to 30%. Flip upside down and place into the ground in the middle of the pole. Add some cushions at 20% for some wheels. We're finished. Let's make a recliner. Here is the shopping list. Feel free to pause this video to screenshot. Start with a crate of your choice. Place where you want your chair to be. Scale to 170% and place it to the ground. Grab a pet bed, scale to 100% and place like shown on the crate. Take another and scale to 100%. Angle to 300. and place like shown on the edge of the other bed. Take another bed at 100%, angle to 60, place into the edge of the previous bed like shown, slightly clipped in. Add another bed at 80%, angle to 330, and place as shown into the base of the bed. Add a final bed as the armrests, scale to 90%, and place into the other bed as shown. Take some pillows and scale to 80%. Turn until the graphic is not visible. Place into the bed. Repeat for each bed as shown. Next, take a mat and scale to 160%. Turn sideways. Place into the ground and against the crate. Take another and scale to 100%. Turn sideways and place like shown. Add another on top to close the gap. Make sure the mat is flush with the area above the threads on the bed. Next, an adjusting lever. I used a shingle. Scale to 50%, angle to 330, and place into the mat. Finally, add a detail for the footrest. Take a rack and scale to 60%, angle to 315, place like shown. We're finished. Let's make a futon. Here is the shopping list. Feel free to pause this video to screenshot. Start with a bookcase, scale to 60%, and turn sideways. Place on the ground. Take another at 60% and turn sideways. Angle 2 ticks and place like shown. Add a cushion to the front at 100%, turn sideways, and place into the bookcase until only the cushions show. Take another and angle to 300%. Place into the upper bookcase. Repeat with a second. Make sure to hide the edging in the bookcase. Do the same, but on the bottom bookcase. Add a final cushion, angled at 45, and place between the two sets, like shown. Next, some plating. Take a mat and scale to 190, turn sideways and angle to 300. Place against the back of the bookcase. The edges should meet with the bookcase like this. Two more mats, scale to 60%. Turn sideways and angle to 300. Place against the sides of the bookcase. Finally, 2 more mats, scale to 90%. Place halfway into the ground or until flush with the bookcase sides. We're finished. Let's make a comfy sofa. Here is the shopping list. Feel free to pause this video to screenshot. Grab a pet bed, scale to 190, angle to 45, place into the ground like shown. Next, take a couch, scale to 90%, place into the bed like shown. Next, take another bed, scale to 200%, angle to 30, place into the ground and like shown. Make sure to cover the wood edge of the couch with the bed. We're finished. Let's make a plush chair. Here is the shopping list. This is all made with one decor item. First, take a pillow floating a little off the ground, scale to 120. Turn upside down. Take another pillow and scale it to 120. but angle it at 300. Place against the other pillow like shown. Another pillow here at 120. Turn sideways and place halfway into the ground. Place against the first pillow, lining up the lines. The back should look like this. Close the gap with an extra pillow. Next, take a pillow, scale to 90%. Place into the other pillow like shown, lining up the sharp edges. You may have to flip the pillow like shown. Repeat on the other side. Next, 2 more pillows, as the armrests. Scale to 80%. Turn sideways and place like shown. Make sure the graphic is inward. You can cover this with pillows later. Next, to make it more flush, take another pillow. Scale to 130. Turn sideways and place it to the ground and into the armrest. Mess with the angle until it looks right to you, or the edges line up. We're finished! And that's the end of my chair tutorials. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. For access to my WoW housing builds or blueprints, please consider checking out my Patreon. Also, feel free to join my Discord or follow me on my other social platforms. Links in the description. But until next time, happy building! Goodbye!